Hi, my name is Dave Kirkman, and I am the candidate. And welcome back. Last time we talked, Jess, about the really, in my mind, crazy, deceitful, cruel, vicious mailers. The first, I don't remember when we talked to. I don't know if it was two or three that had come out, and I challenged my opponent to condemn them. I asked my opponent to condemn them. We tagged her over 300 times. I appeared on the News 12, a local news, talking about the Flyers, and they doubled down. They doubled down. They not only didn't apologize, my opponent not only didn't condemn, but her spokesperson said that I'm a radical, progressive, dangerous liberal, and maybe instead of deceitful Senna, it should be deceitful Dave. So first thing I did was bought deceitfuldave.com and redirected it to my website, so people know the truth. And look, my opponent has now shown her true colors. So before there was some sort of defensibility that it was not her, but her party. But now it is clear that it is her. Um, I feel angry and disillusioned and sad for my opponent and for my candidacy, but really for the state of politics in this country, that my opponent, Jen DeSena, would stoop to such cruel lows. And I'll show you a few of the latest. Meet the real Dave Kirpin. He's no moderate. He's just as dangerous as the rest. This one I thought was particularly insensitive. The week of one of the worst train crashes in history, this giant train wreck on fire, reject Dave Kirpin's extreme agenda. I mean, they're just all so horrible. But what makes me the most upset is that some folks think this is business as usual and this is okay. And it's just not. It's just not. So when I'm town supervisor, I will certainly work to pass some local laws that make it illegal to slander candidates this way in any party. I mean, it's really really outrageous. The worst of them all isn't against me, although again, there's some really horrible ones against me. I could show you them over and over again. She has this picture of herself on one hand, and then we can't afford dangerous Dave's agenda and all these lies about me. But the worst is my colleague who's running for county executive, which is like one level up. So I'm the town in North Hempstead, fifth largest town in the country. Seth Kozlow's running for it. A town county executive of the head of Nassau County, and they sent out this same people as to Senna, this flyer that says basically that he is likes rapists, and it's this one, good for rapists, bad for women. This is just beyond, yeah, it's beyond the pale. It's really embarrassing, not only for Senna and Blakeman who are sending these out, but for humanity. Like it's just so vile. Like, and we can do better. We can do better. So look, I have said when they go low, I fight back. We're getting our message out there now. We built deceitfuldescena.com, which does document all of her lies and broken promises. We are now working on dumpsterfiredecenter.com, which is a record of all of the things that her administration has wasted money on. And it's interesting because I wanted to be very clear. They wanted me to go after her personally, but I won't do that because that's stooping to their level. But I will go after the administration, and the administration has been a dumpster fire. So I feel comfortable saying dumpsterfiredecena.com because it's a look at the administration and all the things they've wasted money on. But ultimately, Jess, unfortunately, I'm concerned that residents at the end of the day don't care so much about all the lies because they've become numb to it. They expect it from our leaders, which is terribly sad, but true. And if it's true that people don't care about the lies, then I need to make an argument that people care about. So my argument is any candidate that would waste roughly $2 million on all these deceitful nasty, vile flyers. Anyone that would waste $2 million on these flyers is wasting your taxpayer money as well. And she's wasting money on a car that's paid for by the town, on 4 personal assistants, on the highest paid employee in town history and the second highest paid employee in Long Island history. She's wasting money on hiring the county executive's son-in-law for a job that they're not qualified for. She's wasting money on fax machines and on outdated technology all over the government. All over the town government, the Senate is wasting money. And the argument is if they're going to waste millions of dollars on these flyers, these desperate, cruel, deceitful flyers in order to win a campaign, think of the millions of dollars of your money, taxpayer money, that she's wasting as well. So we'll see. I think that argument will resonate with people, and I think we're going to win this. I'm actually more bullish today than I've ever been. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, so we talked a while ago in this podcast about how town government needn't be partisan, how nobody cares whether a Democrat or Republican picks up your trash or paves your streets or takes care of your parks. And I do believe that to be true. But I also fear, to your point, Jess, I fear that whereas the line used to be all politics is local, now the opposite is true. All politics is national. And everyone is using national heated issues to create divisiveness. These things they're really actually quite ridiculous, right? The ones that say I'm going to open the borders. Dave Kirpin's going to open the borders. Does she mean Queens or Hempstead? Dave Kirpin is going to defund the police. Which police force? Because the town of North Hempstead doesn't have its own police force. All these crazy national issues that my opponent's trying to tie me into and that we dividing people, it just doesn't have to be that way. And so my belief is local government can be nonpartisan. Local government is about helping people. And that's what I'm here to do. That's what I'm here to do. And I will tell you, I've had quite a few folks from both parties say, Dave, we're supporting you. Democrats, Republicans, independents. I was so excited because I'm throwing out the first pitch tonight at the Mets game. And we've got nearly 1,000 people coming, 972 tickets sold, Jess. So to me, that's a movement. And there's a lot of Democrats coming, but guess what? There's a lot of Republicans and there's a lot of independents. And we are building a movement. And I was just right before this podcast, I had my dunks and I was on my way home from my morning walk. Wasn't wearing pajamas. I was wearing this Mets shirt. And a jogger who I have never met, a total stranger, cheered, "Let's go, Dave, and let's go, Mets." And it just hit me. People are getting the message and the movement is happening. And people don't want this. They don't want this. And yes, it probably works for some senior citizens who get scared of all of the fear mongering and the lies. But for most people, it's right into the trash. It's a huge waste of money. And people want a leader who is going to change things up, be transparent, be responsive, and not play party politics. It's a great question. I don't think it's changed from day one. I'm still the likable guy. I'm still the business person. I'm still the person that's focused on making sure every penny and every dollar that taxpayers pay gets spent really wisely. I'm still the person that's going to obsessively get back to every single person that reaches out. We have our first mail going out today, and it's got my phone number and email address on it. So 40,000 people are going to get my phone number and email address. It's an interesting experiment, Jess. I am expecting a bunch of calls, but I'm not expecting 40,000 calls, obviously. But what I will always be committed to is responding to each and every person. And I do that before I'm even elected. Once I'm elected, then I have an actual responsibility to do that. No, I don't think my values have changed. I think, if anything, they've been tested a little bit. This level, this is crazy. These things are, this is crazy. This is like, and I'm so excited to actually debate her. There's 2 debates scheduled. I, I don't think she'll show. But if the Senate shows, I will hold this up to her and I say, what do you have to say for yourself? What is your accountability on this? You know, that these flyers have tested my values maybe more than I've ever been tested before. But I refuse to lie. I refuse to capitulate. I refuse to get bullied. I will fight back because those are the values that I need to teach my children. But I will fight back with truth. And that is so important to me. Win or lose this election, I got to sleep at night. I don't know how somebody that's sending these flyers sleeps at night. I really don't. I truly don't. I think there's some crazy cognitive dissonance going on, and that allows people to think, oh, the ends must justify the means, and they must convince themselves. Jennifer DeSena must have convinced herself that I am an awful person in order to justify sending that out. There's no other explanation that I can think of, truly. I can't imagine she's an evil person, but there just has to be accountability with our actions. And I win or lose, I will absolutely be proud that I maintain my values and I showed my children what fighting back honestly and thoughtfully looks like. Yes. Yes. So we decided strategically we had to beat them at their own game. So they've sent out now 8 mailers. They're probably going to send out 25. I think they realize the ridiculousness, or they've done polling, Jess. They realize the ridiculousness of some of these claims about defunding the police and paying reparations and illegal border crossing. They realize the ridiculousness of those. So they've honed in on the fact that they're saying I'm gonna raise taxes, and that is not true. And so the rallying cry that we will have 1,000 people cheering tonight at Citi Field and lots of signs made is save with Dave. People are going to save with Dave, and that's going to be the rallying cry. And once I'm elected, people are going to see that they save with Dave. Dave saves money for the taxpayers and our parks and our buildings and the permitting process. I'm going to save our local government from the disaster that DeSena has set it up for, and I am going to save our taxpayers a lot of money. So save with Dave. Thanks, Jess. You're the best.